Michael Jackson has set another music industry record.
Michael Jackson, the king of pop, unexpectedly died.
Are both now reporting that Michael Jackson has died.
There was a lot of concern about kidnapping the body, about vandalizing the body.
This was Michael Jackson under the influence of an intoxicant, and Conrad Murray, still knowing these things, continued to give him these drugs and these intoxicants.
Michael Jackson wasn't just the king of pop. He was a cultural icon who revolutionized music, dance, and entertainment. Behind the fame, though, was a life of struggles, reinvention, and unparalleled triumphs.
So I'll take that and use that as the main foundation for the track and build all the sounds around it.
From his rise as a child star to his legacy as a global phenomenon, and the lingering mystery of his sealed tomb. This is the life of Michael Jackson. The man who changed music forever. Family hardships, and his rise to stardom. In a cramped two-bedroom house in Gary, Indiana, Michael Jackson's journey began. Born the 8th of 10 children, Michael's childhood was far from idyllic. His father, Joe Jackson, was a stern disciplinarian who demanded perfection from his children, often resorting to physical punishment to enforce his rules. Michael later revealed that he lived in constant fear of his father's belt. But amidst the hardships, Michael's extraordinary talent shone through. At just 5 years old, he joined his brothers in a musical group that would eventually become the Jackson 5. Michael's mother, Catherine, recognized his gift and nurtured it, even as she worked long hours at Sears to support the family. Tragedy struck early when Michael's baby brother, Brandon, died shortly after birth. Despite the pain, the Jackson family persevered. By 1965, Michael had become the lead singer of the Jackson 5, his soulful voice and electrifying dance moves captivating audiences at local talent shows. The group's big break came in 1967 when they won an amateur night competition at the famed Apollo Theater in Harlem. From there, the Jackson 5 caught the attention of Motown Records. In 1969, with Diana Ross's help, the group signed with Motown and released their first single, I Want You Back. The song rocketed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and the Jackson 5 became an overnight sensation. Michael, at just 11 years old, was the undeniable star. His charisma, vocal range, and stage presence were unmatched. Hits like ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There followed, cementing the Jackson 5's status as one of the most successful groups of the 1970s. But for Michael, this was just the beginning. His solo career loomed on the horizon, promising even greater heights and challenges. The hardships of his early life had forged an unbreakable determination within him, a determination that would propel him to become the king of pop and change the face of music forever. From studio sessions to global stardom. At just 13 years old, Michael Jackson embarked on a solo career that would redefine the music industry. His first solo single, Got to Be There, released in 1971, showcased his incredible vocal range and emotional depth. But it was his fifth solo album, Off the Wall, released in 1979, that truly launched him into the stratosphere of superstardom. Produced by Quincy Jones, Off the Wall was a groundbreaking fusion of pop, soul, funk, and disco. The album's first single, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, with its infectious beat and Michael's signature falsetto, became an instant classic. It earned Michael his first Grammy Award and set the stage for an album that would sell over 20 million copies worldwide. But Michael wasn't content to rest on his laurels. In 1982, he released Thriller, which would become the best-selling album of all time, with estimated sales of 66 million copies. The album's impact was not just commercial, but cultural. Michael's music videos for songs like Billie Jean and Beat It were mini-movies, featuring groundbreaking dance routines and special effects. The Thriller video, in particular, was a 14-minute horror-themed masterpiece that revolutionized the music video industry. Directed by John Landis, it featured Michael as a werewolf and a zombie, showcasing his incredible dance skills and transforming him into a global icon. The album's success was staggering. It spent 37 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart and produced 7 top 10 singles. At the 1984 Grammy Awards, Thriller won a record-breaking 8 awards, including Album of the Year. Michael's live performances were equally legendary. His moonwalk, first performed during the Motown 25th anniversary special in 1983, became one of the most iconic dance moves of all time. His victory tour with his brothers in 1984 was one of the largest grossing tours of the decade. Chart-topping hits and game-changing deals. As Michael Jackson's career soared to unprecedented heights, so did his business acumen. In 1985, he made a move that would prove to be one of the most astute in music history. He purchased the publishing rights to the Beatles' song catalog for $47.5 million, outbidding even Paul McCartney. The acquisition gave Michael control over some of the most valuable songs in music history, including Yesterday, Let It Be, and Hey Jude. The catalog generated millions in annual revenue, and its value would only continue to grow over time. But Michael wasn't done yet. In 1991, he signed a record-breaking $65 million contract with Sony Music, the largest ever at the time. The deal included a $5 million advance for each of his next 6 albums, plus $1 million for every album that sold over 5 million copies. Michael also became a pioneer in the world of endorsements. In 1983, he signed a $5 million deal with Pepsi that included a series of commercials and sponsorship of the Victory Tour. The partnership was a massive success, and Pepsi's market share increased by 8% as a result. With each passing year, Michael's financial power only continued to grow. In 1995, he merged his ATV Music catalog with Sony Music's publishing division, creating Sony ATV Music Publishing. The new company controlled over 250,000 songs, including hits by Elvis Presley, Bob Dylan, and Taylor Swift. By the time of his death in 2009, Michael Jackson's net worth was estimated to be around $500 million, making him one of the wealthiest musicians in history. His music and his business deals had set new standards for the industry, and his influence would continue to be felt for generations to come. Transformation, breaking barriers, shaping stardom. As Michael Jackson's fame reached stratospheric levels, he faced a series of personal and health challenges that threatened to derail his career. In the mid-1980s, rumors began to circulate about changes in his appearance. His skin, once a medium brown, was becoming increasingly pale. Speculation ran rampant, with some accusing him of bleaching his skin to appear more white. In reality, Michael was suffering from vitiligo, a condition that causes loss of skin pigment. He was also diagnosed with lupus, an autoimmune disease that can cause skin inflammation and damage. To even out his skin tone, Michael began using makeup and skin-lightening creams, a decision that would be the subject of much scrutiny and criticism. Despite these challenges, Michael continued to break barriers and make history. In 1985, he co-wrote "We Are the World" with Lionel Richie, a charity single that raised over $63 million for famine relief in Africa. The song featured an all-star cast of musicians, including Stevie Wonder, Paul Simon, and Tina Turner, and became a global phenomenon. That same year, Michael embarked on the Victory Tour with his brothers, which grossed over $75 million and set new records for ticket sales and attendance. He also continued his philanthropic work, donating millions to charities like the United Negro College Fund and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. But the media scrutiny only intensified as Michael's appearance continued to change. Rumors of excessive plastic surgery and skin bleaching persisted, overshadowing his musical accomplishments. In 1987, he released the album Bad, which produced 5 #1 singles and sold over 35 million copies worldwide. Yet, much of the media attention focused on his altered appearance and increasingly eccentric behavior. The price of fame, creating art under the spotlight. In the shadows of swirling rumors and controversies, Michael Jackson's artistic light refused to be dimmed. Even as the media dissected his every move and appearance, the King of Pop continued to push the boundaries of creativity and entertainment. In 1986, he joined forces with legendary filmmakers George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola to create Captain EO, a groundbreaking 3D film that combined Michael's music and dance with cutting-edge special effects. The 17-minute film, which debuted at Disney theme parks, cost an astonishing $30 million to make, equivalent to over $70 million today. It stood as living proof of Michael's unparalleled star power and innovative spirit. The film's stunning visuals and infectious soundtrack, featuring songs like Another Part of Me, captivated audiences and further cemented Michael's status as a trailblazer in the entertainment industry. Despite the media's fixation on his personal life, Michael remained focused on his art. In 1987, he released Bad, his first studio album in 5 years. The album showcased a harder-edged, more aggressive sound than his previous work, with songs like Smooth Criminal and Dirty Diana exploring themes of social commentary and sexual politics. The album's accompanying short films, including the Martin Scorsese-directed Bad video, were mini masterpieces that pushed the boundaries of the music video format. Michael's influence on popular culture was undeniable. His signature dance moves, fashion choices, and vocal stylings inspired countless artists and fans around the world. He broke down racial barriers in the music industry and paved the way for a new generation of black artists to succeed. His impact extended beyond music, as he became a global icon and philanthropist, using his fame to raise awareness for important causes like AIDS research and children's welfare. But even as he soared to new heights of artistic achievement, Michael couldn't escape the constant scrutiny and speculation about his personal life. Rumors about his changing appearance, eccentric behavior, and relationships with children swirled in the media, often overshadowing his musical accomplishments. It was a burden that would weigh heavily on him throughout his career, even as he continued to create and inspire. The Thriller era, rewriting the rules of pop. The late 1980s were a time of unparalleled success and achievement for Michael Jackson. In 1987, he released Bad, his highly anticipated follow-up to Thriller. The album was a massive success, producing 5 Billboard Hot 100 #1 singles, including I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Bad, and Man in the Mirror. Bad sold over 35 million copies worldwide and cemented Michael's status as the biggest star on the planet. To support the album, Michael embarked on his first solo world tour, the Bad World Tour. The tour was a massive undertaking, spanning 16 months and 123 concerts across 15 countries. It grossed over $125 million, making it the highest-grossing tour of all time by a solo artist. Michael's live performances were a marvel of choreography, stagecraft, and sheer charisma, featuring stunning renditions of his biggest hits and jaw-dropping dance routines. In 1988, Michael released his autobiography, Moonwalk, which offered a rare glimpse into his private life and creative process. The book was a bestseller, selling over 500,000 copies in its first year of release. It revealed the depth of Michael's artistic vision and his relentless pursuit of perfection in his music and performances. That same year, Michael purchased a sprawling ranch in Santa Barbara County, California, which he named Neverland Valley Ranch. The 2,700-acre property featured a private amusement park, zoo, and movie theater, and became a symbol of Michael's success and eccentricity. It was a place where he could retreat from the pressures of fame and indulge his childlike sense of wonder and creativity. Despite his incredible achievements, Michael remained hungry for new challenges and opportunities. In 1989, he signed a record-breaking $65 million contract with Sony Music, the largest ever for a recording artist at the time. The deal included a $5 million advance for each of his next 6 albums and a $1 million bonus for each album that sold over 5 million copies. As the 1980s drew to a close, Michael Jackson stood at the pinnacle of his career. He had redefined the music industry and become a global icon, beloved by millions around the world. But even as he enjoyed unparalleled success, the seeds of his future struggles and controversies were being sown. The intense media scrutiny, the pressure to top his own achievements, and the toll of his relentless work ethic would all take their toll in the years to come. Double life, pop star and private soul. As Michael Jackson's career reached stratospheric heights, his personal life became increasingly complex and controversial. In 1994, he shocked the world by marrying Lisa Marie Presley, the daughter of rock and roll legend Elvis Presley. The union was met with skepticism and speculation from the media and public, who questioned the authenticity of the relationship and Michael's motivations. Despite the scrutiny, Michael continued to push forward with his music and philanthropic efforts. In 1995, he released the album History, Past, Present, and Future, Book 1, a double-disc set that featured his greatest hits alongside new material. The album's lead single, Scream, a duet with his sister Janet Jackson, was a defiant response to the media's relentless coverage of his personal life. The History album showcased Michael's continued innovation and boundary pushing in the realm of music production and promotion. The album's accompanying short films, including the post-apocalyptic Scream and the grandiose Earth Song, were groundbreaking in their scope and ambition. Michael's environmental anthem Earth Song became a global hit, reaching #1 in several countries and raising awareness about issues like deforestation and animal welfare. In his personal life, however, Michael continued to face challenges and controversies. His marriage to Lisa Marie Presley ended in divorce in 1996, amid rumors of infidelity and disagreements over starting a family. That same year, Michael married his second wife, Debbie Rowe, a nurse he had met through his dermatologist. The couple had 2 children together, Prince and Paris, before divorcing in 1999. Throughout this period, Michael's physical appearance and behavior continued to be a source of fascination and concern for the media and public. His increasingly pale skin, thinning nose, and reclusive lifestyle fueled rumors and speculation about his mental and physical health. Some accused him of trying to erase his black identity, while others saw his transformation as a tragic result of his lifelong struggles with self-esteem and body image. Despite the personal turmoil, Michael's musical output remained prolific and groundbreaking. In 1997, he released Blood on the Dance Floor, History in the Mix, a remix album that showcased his continued experimentation with electronic and dance music. The album's title track, a dark and industrial-influenced song about a murderous seductress, became a global hit and further solidified Michael's reputation as a musical innovator. As the 20th century drew to a close, Michael Jackson remained one of the most famous and influential entertainers in the world, even as his personal life and public image became increasingly fraught with controversy and speculation. His music and artistry continued to inspire and captivate millions, but the toll of his relentless work ethic and the pressures of fame were beginning to show. The challenges and triumphs of this period would set the stage for the final tragic chapter of his remarkable life and career. The Price of Fame, Battle for Justice. As Michael Jackson's fame and influence reached unprecedented heights, so too did the financial and legal challenges he faced. In 1993, he was accused of child abuse by a 13-year-old boy named Jordan Chandler. The allegations sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and the wider public, and Michael found himself at the center of a media firestorm. Despite maintaining his innocence, Michael eventually settled the civil lawsuit brought by the Chandler family out of court, reportedly paying them $22 million. The settlement was seen by some as an admission of guilt, while others viewed it as a pragmatic decision to avoid a lengthy and potentially damaging trial. Regardless, the allegations and settlement had a profound impact on Michael's public image and career. In the wake of the scandal, Michael's finances began to unravel. His lavish spending habits, including the maintenance of his Neverland Ranch and his extensive art collection, put a strain on his cash flow. He was forced to take out loans to cover his expenses, and his debts began to mount. In 1996, Michael faced another legal challenge when he was sued by his former business partners, Stephen Hufflin and Arnold Klein, over a failed cosmetics venture. The lawsuit was eventually settled out of court, but it was yet another blow to Michael's finances and reputation. Despite these challenges, Michael continued to be a force for good in the world through his philanthropic efforts. In 1992, he founded the Heal the World Foundation, a charity organization dedicated to improving the lives of children around the globe. The foundation provided millions of dollars in aid and support to children's hospitals, orphanages, and other charitable causes. However, even Michael's charitable efforts were not immune to controversy. In 2002, the Heal the World Foundation was sued by a former executive director who claimed that Michael had used the organization's funds for personal expenses. The lawsuit was eventually dismissed, but it was another reminder of the complex web of financial and legal issues that surrounded Michael's life and career. As the new millennium dawned, Michael's financial situation became increasingly precarious. In 2005, he was forced to close Neverland Ranch due to mounting debts and maintenance costs. That same year, he was acquitted of child molestation charges in a highly publicized trial that once again brought his personal life and behavior under intense scrutiny. The Last Moonwalk, a legend's final chapter. In the twilight of his career, Michael Jackson's star power remained as captivating as ever, even as his personal struggles threatened to overshadow his artistry. In 2009, the King of Pop announced a series of comeback concerts at London's O2 Arena, titled This Is It. The shows, initially planned as a 10-concert residency, quickly ballooned to 50 sold-out performances, a stunning reflection of Michael's enduring appeal and the unwavering devotion of his global fan base. Behind the scenes, however, Michael was grappling with the physical and emotional toll of his relentless pursuit of perfection. He was rehearsing tirelessly, pushing his 50-year-old body to the limit in an effort to deliver the spectacular performances his fans had come to expect. Those closest to him worried about his health and well-being, but Michael remained determined to prove that he still had the magic that had made him a legend. Tragically, Michael would never get the chance to take the stage for This Is It. On June 25, 2009, just weeks before the first show was set to begin, he was found unresponsive in his rented mansion in Los Angeles. Despite desperate attempts to revive him, Michael was pronounced dead at the age of 50, sending shockwaves through the music industry and the world at large. In the aftermath of his passing, Michael's legacy as a cultural icon and musical innovator only grew stronger. His albums soared back to the top of the charts, and his music videos racked up millions of new views online. A documentary film, This Is It, showcasing rehearsal footage from the planned comeback concerts, was released to critical acclaim and commercial success, offering fans a poignant glimpse of the magic that might have been. Michael's influence on popular culture and the music industry is immeasurable. He broke down racial barriers, revolutionized the music video format, and set new standards for live performances. His unique blend of pop, soul, and funk, coupled with his electrifying dance moves and unparalleled showmanship, inspired countless artists across genres and generations. Between two worlds, faith, facts, and fiction. In the years following Michael Jackson's death, a peculiar and persistent rumor began to circulate. that the King of Pop had secretly converted to Islam before his passing. The speculation was fueled by a variety of supposed clues and coincidences, from reports of Michael's alleged interest in Islamic teachings to claims that he had been spotted wearing traditional Muslim clothing. The rumors gained traction in the tabloids and on social media, with some even suggesting that Michael had changed his name to Mikhail as part of his alleged conversion. Others pointed to his friendship with influential Muslim figures such as Cat Stevens, now known as Yusuf Islam, as evidence of his embrace of the faith. However, those closest to Michael were quick to dismiss the rumors as baseless speculation. His brother Jermaine, who had himself converted to Islam in 1989, stated emphatically that Michael had never taken the Shahada, the Islamic declaration of faith. Other family members and close associates echoed this sentiment, insisting that while Michael had a deep respect for all religions, he remained a Christian until his dying day. Despite these denials, the rumors persisted, fueled in part by a 2010 interview with Michael's former bodyguard, Matt Fiddies, who claimed that the star had indeed converted to Islam in 2008. Fiddies' account was met with skepticism by many who knew Michael well, and his credibility was further called into question when he made a series of outlandish claims about the singer's personal life and alleged drug use. As with so many aspects of Michael Jackson's life and legacy, the truth about his rumored conversion to Islam remains elusive. Some see the speculation as a reflection of the enduring fascination with the enigmatic superstar and the desire to uncover hidden depths and secrets behind his public persona. The final mystery: Secrets of the Sanctuary. In the heart of Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California, a towering mausoleum stands as a silent guardian of Michael Jackson's enduring legacy. The King of Pop was laid to rest here on September 3, 2009, in a private ceremony attended by his family and closest friends. Interred in the Holly Terrace section of the Great Mausoleum, Michael's final resting place is a secure facility, inaccessible to the general public or media, except on an extremely limited basis. Even in death, Michael remains an enigma, his unmarked crypt partially visible through the tinted entrance of the mausoleum, often adorned with flowers left by fans and placed by security guards outside the crypt. For more than a decade after his burial, Michael's tomb remained sealed, its contents hidden from the prying eyes of the public. Fans and curious onlookers were kept at a distance by a team of security guards, their hopes of paying respects to the late icon dashed by the impenetrable walls of the mausoleum. In July 2010, security was increased after incidents of vandalism, with fans leaving messages like "Keep the dream alive" and "Miss you, sweet angel" in permanent ink. This only added to the mystique surrounding his burial site. As the years passed, the mystery surrounding Michael's tomb only deepened. Rumors swirled that the crypt was empty, that Michael's body had been cremated or secretly buried elsewhere. Some even suggested that the King of Pop had faked his own death and gone into hiding, a theory fueled by alleged sightings of Michael's ghost at Neverland Ranch and other locations associated with the star. The tight security and inaccessibility of the mausoleum only fed these speculations, with some believing it was a deliberate effort to maintain the intrigue around his legacy. As the 10th anniversary of Michael's death approached in 2019, the fascination with his final resting place reached a fever pitch. Fans from around the world descended on Forest Lawn, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive tomb or to leave flowers and other tributes at the mausoleum's gates. Yet, the tomb remained sealed, its secrets hidden from view, guarded by the same tight security that had kept the world at bay for years. Some wondered if the mystery surrounding Michael's burial was a deliberate attempt to keep his legend alive, ensuring that the King of Pop remained a figure of fascination and intrigue even in death. Others saw it as a reflection of the deep pain and trauma that had marked his life, a final act of self-preservation by a man who had spent his entire existence in the unforgiving glare of the spotlight. The enigma of his resting place, much like his life, continues to captivate and mystify, leaving the world to wonder what lies behind the tinted glass of the Holly Terrace Mausoleum. A legacy that transcends time. In an age where social media dominates the cultural landscape, it's hard to imagine a world without constant connectivity and instant access to information. But in the early 1980s, when Michael Jackson's career was reaching stratospheric heights, the tools that modern celebrities rely on to build and maintain their brands simply didn't exist. There was no Twitter, no Instagram, no YouTube. The internet was still in its infancy, a niche technology used primarily by academics and government agencies. Yet, despite these limitations, Michael Jackson became a global superstar, and his music and image reached every corner of the planet. Michael's success was a brilliant showcase of his unparalleled talent and charisma, as well as the power of traditional media outlets like radio, television, and print. His music videos, which revolutionized the genre and set new standards for visual storytelling, were broadcast on MTV and other networks, reaching millions of viewers around the world. His live performances, which featured jaw-dropping dance moves and special effects, were extensively covered by the press and became the stuff of legend. His albums, which consistently topped the charts and broke sales records, were promoted through a combination of strategic marketing and old-fashioned word-of-mouth buzz. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Michael's global appeal was the way in which it transcended language and cultural barriers. His music, with its infectious melodies and universal themes of love, unity, and self-expression, resonated with audiences from all walks of life. His dancing, which incorporated elements of ballet, jazz, and street styles, was a visual language that spoke to people across the world. In many ways, Michael Jackson was a prototype for the modern global celebrity, a figure whose influence and impact extended far beyond the boundaries of his native country. He paved the way for future generations of artists who would use technology and social media to build their own international fandoms and brands. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.